SpaRetailer Podcast, where we talk retail, business, and all things related to the hot tub industry. I'm your host, Megan Kendrick, owner of SpaRetailer Magazine. Today on the SpaRetailer Podcast, we have Kayla Hagan from King Technology. She is an associate product marketing manager on their new product development team. So thank you for coming on, Kayla. It's good to meet you.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you.
So how long have you been at King?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in this coming October.
Was this your first job in the pool and spa industry?
Yes,
All
definitely
right.
in the pool and spa industry.
You-
There's so much to learn.
so you're still a newbie.
Yes, that's a very good way to classify it for sure.
Yeah. Well, how did you end up in the hot tub industry? Pool and hot tub industry, I should say.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think initially what drew me first to King was just the vision to enrich lives daily. If you have that strong foundation as a company, you really can't go wrong. I've definitely learned a lot since joining the industry. King has put me through the CPO certification, which was super helpful.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I have my CPO too.
yeah, it's just a whole new world, right? Like growing up in the Midwest, like if you had a friend that had a pool, it was like the coolest thing ever. And
Yes.
just how exciting that was. So it's fun to be on the other side of that experience and to see and help people enjoy the most of their, hot tub, pool, or swim spa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I also grew up in the Midwest, so I grew up in North Dakota. Where did you
In
grow up?
Minnesota, yep.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, our swim season's real short. So yeah, whenever it was warm enough for the pool to be open, it was like you had to get in as much time as you could, for sure. Which is why we did not have a pool, but we did have a hot tub because that we could use all year long. So
Oh yeah. And those long North Dakota winters, they probably are like never ending, just like in Minnesota.
yeah, they really are. It does feel like a never-ending situation. So I actually had a chance. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but earlier this summer I was able to get up to Minnesota and visit the King facilities for the first time, which was great. And also I was super jealous of the weather, let's just say, because it's like I left, hot and humid Oklahoma and got up there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But then I have to remind myself of the winters. So
Yes, there is that trade-off. I like to say that we get all 4 seasons in Minnesota and we get all of them pretty strong. So, and the weather's going to change, in 5 minutes anyways. So,
Yeah, this is also very true. Well, so you grew up in Minnesota. I think we were in the middle of how you ended up in the industry. So let's move along. I think we only made it to like half of that story.
oh my gosh, yes. No, so I just was excited to be in a place that helped really enrich lives daily with King Technology. And I really just bought into that vision of, helping people enjoy the most out of their water care, whether it's, hot tub, pool, swim spas. It just felt like a really good foundation to start with. Enrich lives daily. And it's just an exciting industry. There's things that are changing. There's the backside with the chemistry, and then the front side of families creating memories. They're investing their money in their backyard to put in a gorgeous pool or a really big hot tub so they can have parties and family experiences. So I really liked that tie together from King Technology, what they believe in, but then also what the pools and hot tubs allow families to do, because that family time is so precious when you have such young kids. For example, it's way more fun than potentially going on a vacation, right? Let's just go hang out in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Is this your first job out of college, or did you work somewhere else before you came to King?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've worked in a couple different places, the legal technology area, the trade show area, and then most recently in the industrial coating side with powder coatings. So very kind of industrial backgrounds. And this is such a fun place to get in front of the consumer, right? The end consumer. What does the packaging look like? What is the messaging going to be? What's really going to stand out for that consumer? What's the job to be done, right? They just want to enjoy their hot tub or swim spa.
Yeah.
So I really liked that piece as well with the marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting too. And it's great that you still have that like kind of trade background too, right? Of working with dealers or working with the people who actually sell or build the product. And now, yeah, that consumer, that end user piece. I mean, it's kind of that's an interesting circle and like probably some good experience to have on both ends since it's your customers, you've both as customers, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like what keeps that pro dealer up at night for running their business? It's not just how many hot tubs go out the door. They have so many other things that they have to keep their business running smoothly, and we have to make sure that we support them in that. So you're right, it's really twofold. It's like how can we support that pro dealer and how can we really delight that end consumer?
Yeah. So since I finally got up there to see the facility, I got to see the new lab, which was crazy. I mean, I don't know what I pictured, but like you guys had a lot of hot tubs and, a swim spa and all kinds of tanks down there. And then it was like just this maze that kept on going with like more rooms and more areas of things. And so it was really cool to get to see that. And I just think it's so interesting, since you've gone into that new facility and have the lab at your disposal now. I just feel like you guys are pumping out new products like nobody's business. Like they just keep coming. It's you guys have been working hard down there.
Yeah, it's such an exciting place to be, and it's really upped the pace of play, with our engineering capabilities, with the just sheer amount of bodies of water we have down there and the different environments they can test within, the chemistry lab or the biology lab. And that's really enabled us to move quicker. And similarly with the prototype lab, we have 3D printers. I'm sure you saw that. Like, who
Yeah.
would have thought, right, that we would have 3D printers? But it just increases that pace of play. We can learn more, we can learn quicker, and it's been really exciting for us to grow there. There's always something new. Every time I go down there, I'm like, wow, what did they make today? And it's really
Right.
that it's what did they make today because of how quickly they can churn prototypes out.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting too because on the one hand, it just feels like you're pumping out so many new products. However, the thing that I've also learned from talking to people at King and having you guys on the podcast is that like none of these are quick, right? Like this is all stuff you've been working on for years for the most part, right? And so
Yes.
it just seems like it feels different. However, for you guys in the background, maybe not so much because it's like, no, we've been working on this stuff for a very, very long time. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, no, that is always an important piece, within the industry with the EPA regulations and state regulations. It's looking ahead, at least 3 years of making sure we hit all those milestones and timelines. But then what is that consumer going to need in 3 years? And what is that pro dealer going to find valuable in those next 3 years? So we've got, our eye on the ball here, but then the long term as well, because you just have to.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So tell me about this new product you guys have, the Balancing Basics kit. I don't know anything about it, so you're going to be teaching me.
Yeah, no, we're super excited for this product launch. The Bouncing Basics kit has been something that we have, had as an idea to bring to the market and to bring to these consumers for so long. It's really that professional presentation of a startup kit. So if you can imagine, I'm a new consumer. I just made an investment in a hot tub or swim spa at my dealer. I'm excited to relax in my water or to swim, and then I come home and I wait for that to be delivered. And then it shows up, and maybe I received a couple different, balancing products with the tub. Maybe I didn't. And you're kind of staring down, oh my gosh, I got to take care of water now. I got to, get myself to that relaxation point. So it's really that professional handoff for that pro dealer. You made this investment. Here you go. Here's your all in one startup kit to build your water care confidence, help you make the most of your investment, help you get to that point B, that relaxation. And it comes with exclusive access to Frog VIP. And Frog VIP is something that the consumer can leverage and the pro dealer can really help be supported by. It's exclusive access to our team of certified pool and spa operators with a dedicated phone line so that when they're calling and they need help with how do I purge or where do I start, it's more than just water balancing help. It's helping build confidence for that new consumer to manage their water, to enjoy their investment so that long term they come back to that pro dealer. I want to upgrade. It's really an exciting handoff and a piece that we think can be improved by having this balancing basics kit as that offering for that new consumer.
Okay, so I have lots of questions about this VIP program, but before we
Yes.
get there, like, so what exactly is in the kit then?
Yes. Yep. So it's 5 balancing products. So,
Okay.
we had to have our fun little twist, king twist
Yeah.
on the name. So it's Jump, pH up. Drop is our pH decreaser and alkalinity decreaser. Target is our total alkalinity increaser. Soothe is our total hardness increaser. And then it also comes with Stomps, which is the MPS non-chlorine oxidizing shock. So it's really
Okay.
that kit to like, boom, you're ready to go, that first fill, and you can start taking care of your water with that extra support from Frog VIP if you need it.
It's funny. I was talking to somebody about this a while ago, and for as long as I've been in the industry, I don't think I ever thought about starting up a hot tub. I mean, like you do, like when you think of building a new pool, there is a whole startup process. It is a deal. You got to get it right. It's something you think about a lot, right? But for hot tubs, just never really pictured the startup, or even I don't even know if I realized. I mean, of course, there's like a startup to the water. But I just never had thought about it before. And I'm guessing that most consumers, they fill it up, they heat it up, and they jump in.
Yeah.
Then they try to figure out their water. Like, and then it's already a mess, right? Because you've already put bodies into this hot water environment. And suddenly it's like, oh, this fresh water that we just put in here is no longer fresh. Like, it just never really crossed my mind. And then it's like, of course, like, duh, you want to get this water like balanced and ready to take this bather load before it has a bather load. And I'm guessing that most people don't think about it and don't do it. They just jump right in.
Oh, for sure. And they're excited. I mean, who could blame them, right? They've been
Right.
thinking about this hot tub or this swim spa or this pool, and they're like, I want to get to the good part, right? Who doesn't? And so I actually went through that on my own. We have a program here at King called Adopt a Spa that all new employees go through. And you're in the engineering room or the innovation center downstairs. You get a hot tub. The engineering team fills it up and they say, okay, here you go. And that is really a wonderful way to put yourself in that shoes, taking away the investment, right? Consumers make that investment in a hot tub and they're ready to use it right then. And
Yeah.
so the Adopt a Spa, it's like, okay, this water's a little green, it's a little green when it comes out of, our source water, out of our pipes. So how do I handle that? How much pH down do I need to use? And just kind of, oh my gosh, the mental math, 1 fluid ounce versus how many ounces of dry chemical. I felt like I had to be a chemist. It was
Yes.
just, and I do not have a background in chemistry. So yeah, it's a great way to put yourselves in those shoes of, okay, what is a consumer going to think? What's their first step?
Yeah.
And then how can we help take away this, unease around, using these products?
Ooh, unease. What a great word to use since you guys have the at ease.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, these products, balancing products, they help, whatever sanitizer you use and Eddies work more efficiently, right?
Yeah.
Balanced water makes your sanitizer work more efficiently. And these products can work with any sanitizer. Of course, we love that whole complete frog water care solution with having balancing basics kit and then your frog at ease would
Yeah.
be the goal.
Yeah. Okay, so let's learn more about the Frog VIP program. So this is like a consumer, kind of like a consumer hotline then for any and all water care problems.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So Frog VIP really came from, we were reviewing the PK data year-end report, and they said that 23% of pro dealers struggled with labor shortage and their ability to sell hot tubs.
Yeah.
So we were thinking like, how can we best support them in this, right? Let the pro dealers be the experts in what they do best. If they're training temporary staff or temporary workers for those busy seasons, let's make sure that they're training them on what that pro dealer is most important in selling new hot tubs and swim spas. And we can be those water care experts with 47 years experience to help put that consumer at ease, help that customer onboarding process, help them make the most really of their experience because, you know, pro dealer wins when that consumer has an enjoyable experience. So it's priority access to our CPO certified team. It's texting. It's more than just how much pH up do I add or jump, for example, how much jump do I add? It's how do I make the most of my water care? When should I shock? When should I purge? And helping really support that consumer when they have questions along their whole journey.
Yeah. So, I mean, so will you guys be able to help them troubleshoot things, issues that they're having? Like, hey, my water's cloudy and I've tried all of this stuff. What do I do?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Any and all questions, you know, not specifically just to water balancing. That's what they do best, right? That's what our team does. Those are the questions they take day in and day out. And
Yeah.
this is just making sure that, hey, we've got a program to support you and these new hot tub owners.
Yeah. You know, in the last year, we've been running a troubleshooter column on water, honestly, in the magazine. And it's just really interesting reading those. Just kind of understanding the number of issues and questions that the dealers are getting, and even people who've been in the industry for a really long time, there's stuff that you just run across that's different or that you forget about, or it's like, well, this worked the one time, why isn't it working now? Because we're not chemists, and even though at a certain point, a lot about chemistry when you work in the hot tub industry, in the pool industry, but you're still not out there at that hot tub every single day. You don't see everything that happens. And so it can be really tough and it can take a lot of time, and you're dealing with a frustrated customer. And like you said, especially in these busy summer months where there are so many people coming into the store and you just don't have 45 minutes to spend on the phone trying to talk a customer through, like why they need to clean their filters or whatever it may be. It's like how nice to have kind of a partner who can handle that as an expert, and it's someone that you trust, and it's a product that you trust, and it's not someone trying to take the sales away from you either.
Absolutely. Yeah. We want to be a partner in this. We want to make sure we both want the same goal, right? We want the end consumer to just love that hot tub or swim spa and really make the most of their experience owning it because then they'll enjoy it. They'll potentially have friends or family over and just increase, the positive experiences with a hot tub or swim spa. The first thing they're going to say to their friends and family isn't going to be like, it's really hard to manage. It's going to be, I love it. It's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what we want. I mean, I know we've had, you know, people have had the opposite experience with, with a new hot tub. And so, yeah, any way we can change that narrative and help people, have it enjoy it more and work on it less, the better for our entire industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there will be times when that pro dealer does want that repeat customer coming in and getting their water tested. This is not to take away from that. This is to help support in that after they go home with any water balancing information from their pro dealer, they can still be supported. They can still call in the Frog VIP and really have that on hand expertise if they need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the basics kit, so it's not necessarily any new products. It is products kind of packaged together to make that, like you said, that startup easier.
Yes, yep. And one of the things that we found as a huge pain point for that consumer, and I experienced it firsthand, is how do I dose my water? These instructions are very confusing. I got to do mental math for X 100 gallons, Y pH up. Like what? And so we thought, how can we make that? How can we make this better? How can we improve this experience? And that's really what we started looking at. We can use the cap to our advantage. And these products, depending on the body of water, a smaller hot tub, a larger swim spa, you could maybe add a large amount of these products depending on your source water. So we knew we had to have one standard cup measurement, and all of the measurements on the Frog True Dose cap, which is on each bottle within the kit, all the measurements are standard measurements. You're not going to be going to look for your kitchen tablespoon to keep it out at your hot tub, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be using the Frog Trudeau's cap. It's translucent. You can see through how much product you're adding, and you can line it up to the instructions on the bottle. We have a dosage chart. If you're under X pH, here's how much to add using your Frog Trudeau's cap, just to make that a little bit easier experience. I'm not standing there dosing 30 tablespoons of calcium potentially.
Yeah.
So that's a really fun way that we made these products more efficient for that consumer.
Yeah, that's so nice. And also, I mean, great that that cap is translucent. I don't know how many of like dosing caps I've had where it's like they're not, and I'm like, I can't tell if that's on the line or not. I have no idea. So, like a
Exactly.
little thing, but it makes a big difference when you're actually trying to use it. It's like, am I on the line? I don't know. It's not even, I can't see it.
It truly does. And through the testing that we've done with people using the cap and just multiple rounds of feedback, that was one way that we really felt like this is an improved experience and the consumer will be able to tell the difference using the instructions and using the translucent Frog Trudeau's cap.
Yeah. I mean, just again, anytime you can make it easier, the better. I think people, anytime, just the words that we use, I mean, pH, alkalinity, I mean, it just I think just the words in and of themselves overwhelm people. They're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it means. And then you throw math in and it's just out the window. I mean, I'm done. I'm done.
Yes, well, and then counting, right? I mean, if I gotta count 17 tablespoons and I lose count, I
That's
mean,
so true.
I
That
test
is
again in
so
2
true.
hours. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, how many times have you like been baking or something and it's like, did I put in three or four of those? I have no idea. And that's, three or four, much less 17. There's no way that that's going well. Nope, not
Yes,
happening.
yeah, yes, for sure, yeah, any way we can make it easier, more enjoyable, get through that process, get to enjoying your hot tub, we're all about it.
Yeah. So how was this product launch for you? I mean, I'm assuming this is, if not the first, one of the first products that you've kind of helped bring to market for King. I mean, what does that look like in your role?
Oh man, it's been so fun. I mean, anytime you get to be a part of a team and see the team bring something to market that, solves a problem or truly what is the job to be done for that consumer, it's been so gratifying to work together. I mean, in the very beginning, it was like renderings and concepts, and we had 3D printings of the Frog Trudeau's cap, from downstairs that we were reviewing and testing, and it's just so fun to see it come full circle and really feel like we're bringing value. There is a need for this. We've confirmed that there's a need for this through research, and that we're just doing something that can help support that experience for people to enrich their lives, make most of their investment. So it's been really exciting
Yeah.
and a long time coming too. Like you mentioned, we're always looking 3 years ahead, and this has been a long time coming for us.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next question was, I mean, how long has it been in the works?
Yeah, probably a lot longer than you would think
Mhm.
for some of the, state regulations and making sure that we are
Yeah,
completely buttoned up and approved in all states. And so it's exciting when you can, marry up that timeline to a timeline when, people are gearing up, pro dealers are gearing up for fall sales of hot tubs and kind of lining that up. It's great timing.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I've been in the industry since 2008, so for a while now. As you know, it's interesting, how the industry has changed in that time. And so I'm kind of curious, like as a woman entering the pool and hot tub industry, in this kind of stage of its maturity. I mean, what has that been like for you? I mean, do you think that this is a good industry for women to work in?
Yeah, I mean, being so new, I'm still getting my bearings. I'm making sure that all the trade shows I go to, that I'm going to the educational sessions. I think it's a great area for women to be in. I think as long as you can, arm yourself with the knowledge and the background and the understanding of the industry, where it's been and where it's going, stay on top of your resources and kind of try to be as knowledgeable as you can and soak in and learn as much as you can from those who have such a tenured experience in the
Yeah.
industry. You can't really go wrong. And I love seeing all the profiles about the different families or the different aspects of pro dealers and how they might manage a family business. And in many families there are females, and so
Yeah.
they're a part of that whole family business ownership. And I just enjoy reading all those articles about, how they've really taken over and really, propped up the business when it
Yeah.
came time to sell, for example, or
Yeah.
when it came time for ownership to really, build on the store.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So I know I've already said you guys are like coming out with new products fast and furious. You got anything up your sleeve? Anything new coming down the pike?
Oh yes, yes. We always have new things coming, and we're looking forward to sharing all those new things at that national show at this October. That's always a really exciting time to put our best foot forward and like, here's what we have and here's what we're bringing. It seems like even though we've upped our booth size, we still have to find ways to creatively,
Yep.
show
Yep.
products, and that's a good challenge to have, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
That's so funny.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and then also the Atlantic City show. I think the Pool and Spa Expo in Atlantic City, and then I've been going to the Southwest show. Last year I went. That was just great for me to understand the differences in the markets. Atlantic
Hmm.
City versus the Texas area. So I'm looking forward to just learning more from the pro dealers in those areas as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So where can we send people to learn more about the balancing kit and the new VIP program, which I think they're going to be very interested in?
Yes, yeah. So the Frog Balancing Basics kit will be available on frogproducts.com for more information. We're going to have social posts just talking about the benefits of the kit. And then, of course, as many videos as possible. It's always fun to see the products in action, even though
Yeah.
the product in this case is, the really cool Frog Trudeau's cap and the Frog VIP. There's some cool videos that really showcase that support, and then at partners at kingtechnology.com for sure for more information on launch offers and things like that.
Very great. Well, before we finish up, I'm going to ask you the Spa Retailer 5, although we're
Okay.
going to do 4 because I don't think it's fair to ask you about your first product sale in your role. That's probably not really what you do.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do, we do talk with pro dealers who always ask, what's new at
Yeah.
the show, and that's a good way to get that pitch in to get them to, do a launch offer.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Now I got to hear it.
So every year we go and support Lighthouse out in Ohio at all their different regional locations. It's great to be in that market and just to see what questions consumers are coming in and asking.
Yeah.
And it wasn't this year, but it was last year. Someone came in and he grabbed just a bunch of Eddie's floaters off the shelf. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like, how do you like your hot tub? He's buying like 5 or 6 at a time. And he's like, I actually have a swim spa and I can use these for my swim spa. And I was like, well, did you know that we also have a swim spa solution for that? And he was like, what? That's perfect. Like, I've been looking for this. Like, I've been using 2 of these tied up in my swim spa. And it was just a great conversation. He just loves the relaxation. He has young kids, and the kids use it. Of course, it's warmer than an above ground pool in some cases. And he's like, yeah, I just love my swim spa. And now he has a solution to take care of it. So that was such an exciting. You don't want to interrupt a sale, but you want
Right.
to, hey, there is something that is tailor made for what you have. We kept all of your concerns in mind with making this exact product. And he walked out the door with a couple actually because of the sale, right? They had such a great
Right.
sale during that time to stock up. So that was a really fun moment for me to see, okay, this is how it all
Yeah.
connects, right?
Yeah, and that's awesome. And also just like shows like what a need there was for swim spa specific chemical products because that's what people were having to do is like buy a bunch of things made for hot tubs and do the math and cross their fingers.
Right? Exactly. And who wants to do that?
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. What was your first real job?
Oh my gosh, my first real job, I worked in a specialty running store, and it was
Oh,
amazing. You know, everyone should have the experience of being either, waitressing or food service, right? Or
retail.
retail. And you
Yeah.
learn so much. I mean, someone could come through the doors and just be in the worst mood ever. Someone could come through the doors and want a really detailed explanation of, like, this is the product I'm looking for. I need your help. And you really put on that hat of, like, how can I best support you right there? And I've been a lifelong runner, so it was just a fun combination of my passion and helping other people find the right shoes.
Yeah. Do you still run? Are you still a runner?
Yes, yes, I do still run. I'm more interested in, half marathons and marathons, although that is quite a commitment. So
Yeah.
anything under, 10 miles is a pretty good race distance. You can't really fake your way through it, and you gotta train for it, but it's not as long as, 13.1.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my perfect length to run is like, a 20-yard dash. That's about my max. So
There's a time and place for that. And that's usually when, my kid is like running down the sidewalk on his bike. And I'm like, oh my
Mhm.
God, hang on. Don't run into the street there. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
hang on. Don't run into the street.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you maybe haven't been at King long enough. I always ask people kind of what's their best idea and what's their worst idea that they've tried in their business or in the role at their company. So yeah, I don't know if you've been at King long enough to be like, yeah, I tried this and it was terrible, or this was really fantastic. Maybe in one of your other jobs, there's something that comes to mind where you just, really knocked it out of the park, or the opposite kind of fell flat.
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, that is because you got to really reflect.
Yes, yes. I'm not like
um,
a move on person, so
I know, right? What did I learn from that? And then quickly move on.
exactly, 100%. Yeah, I don't want to let's not focus on the failure a whole lot. Let's just sprint past that one.
Whoever implemented the Adopt a Spa program was certainly on point of making sure that whoever at King Technology puts themselves in the shoes of the consumer, not just those in marketing and engineering, but people in production go through it, certainly in sales, customer service,
Yeah.
but even in HR, like we got to put ourselves in the shoes of that consumer. So whoever came up with that idea, gold star for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It really is a great idea. And and how nice again that you've got this great facility to be able to do that in, a little easier. Because yeah, I agree. I think, you just don't know until you do. And this is one of those, like, especially I feel like when it comes to hot tub water, it's just, having that compassion for your end user, I think is probably very, very helpful.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, putting yourselves in their shoes and to understand, what they value, what best supports them for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite book or podcast, TV show, something you like to relax to, or I don't learn from?
I really enjoy the podcast Malcolm Gladwell's Revisionist History. I love just his take on things and just the research that goes into it. I just love hearing his perspective on it, and that's a really good one. If you want to run long and slow, I'll listen to that podcast. If I
Ah,
have some time. No, I just think that one is just super interesting to me. And I feel like you can always learn something with a different perspective looking back.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's very, very well done. I agree. They're very good, very good. I haven't listened to one in a long time, but I should probably bring that back up to the top of my list. I've been listening to a lot more books than podcasts lately, so maybe it's time to
Okay.
do a run on the podcast again.
You did one on Paw Patrol, and I don't know if you have young kids, but it's very divisive, apparently, the show. And it was very interesting, his take on it, and community working together to achieve a goal, and community working efficiently together, the police department, the fire department. I just, who would have thought someone would have that take on a children's show?
That's so interesting. And yeah, who would have thought you could do a whole podcast episode on Paw Patrol? So
He manages to do it.
fortunately, I think we were like just finally out of the like Paw Patrol stage of our entertainment. So I'm not mad about that.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right. Well, if you guys, our listeners, if you would like to meet Kayla, her and the King Technology team will be at the Pool and Spa Expo in Vegas, which let me just remind everybody is in October this year, not in November. Maybe for other people, that's, not a big deal that it's been moved up by a few weeks. But for me and our team, it's a huge deal. And I have to keep reminding myself that we are behind.
Yeah, it does kind of sneak up on you. And being, past life in the trade show management, that timeline you live and die by.
Oh
So
my
it is,
goodness.
yeah, it's good to be ready for show season. That's for
I
sure.
mean, I'm gonna have to pick your brain on what working in trade shows is like because I mean that has got to be a complete nutty industry. I mean, yeah, that is I mean, I work with the trade shows, all of the trade shows pretty closely, and I do not envy their job at all. So
It is very fast paced. They build a whole city in 2 days, and they really do. It's wild.
it's pretty amazing. I mean, I will say again, I do work with them very closely, and I've sat on some committees to help them with some things. And I don't know that your average attendee or exhibitor like really appreciate what all goes into putting on an event like that. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I will definitely have to pick your brain on that sometime. Maybe when we're at the expo in Vegas, we can sit down and you can tell me all about what it's like to try to run a trade show.
Yes, looking forward to it. All I got to say is pay for the extra padding under the carpet. It's well worth it.
It really is. It really is. We don't because our booth is teeny tiny, but I do make a point to stop by certain booths while we're at the show so that I can put my feet on something soft. And the King booth is always good for that. I will also say the Leisure Concepts booth is also good for that. So, if you guys are kind of on opposite ends, it's great because I have my stopping places where I can just be like, okay, just a couple minutes of a break and then move on. So yeah, I agree. Everybody get the good carpet because then people will just hang out in your booth because it feels nice.
It's a good tactic. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, Kayla. It was really nice to meet you. I look forward to hopefully meeting you in person in a couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
The Spa Retailer Podcast is a production of Spa Retailer Magazine. Let us know what you think by leaving a review or emailing us at podcast@sparetailer.com. Thanks for listening.